Deshaun Watson's been leaving cryptic clues about where he wants to go. Allegedly, he's in this video. I have not gotten a chance to listen to it. I don't know if anybody else has, but the quotes on the tweet of the video says Deshaun Watson alludes to something like jet green or something like that. And then he was allegedly in a New York taxi. And then now these conversations are all popping off about him playing his last game in Houston. And then you got Schefter or somebody reporting that the Jets are replacing, and Chris Mortensen's like, oh, whoa. Let's not count out Miami. It feels like it's really like, hey, which team is going to go get Deshaun Watson right now? How do you feel about that, knowing that this is going to take like 3 first-rounders, 4 first-rounders, but is Cal McNair and, amen, Easterby, are they in Casario, are they going to be able to just get him out of there as a franchise quarterback? It's a wild situation brewing down there in Houston. And Gator told us on a call earlier that this has been happening for a long time, brother, since Kubiak era. That's what he told us.
Well, we know like the longer the situation goes, it's not getting better. What could these guys do? What could Deshaun Watson in the front office do, I guess, to show like, hey, things are all right? Are they going to sit down 6 feet apart at a press conference and say, hey, we're good to go? I'd have my arm around him if I could, if this was pre-COVID, but you know what? We're good to go. We love each other. Is that like what? How can they come back from this?
I don't know. Texans fans will probably would be pumped, I'd assume, if Deshaun Watson stays, but maybe they'll buy into the press conference that has to happen, and we'll have to have about them doing it. But everybody outside, as soon as one thing goes wrong, they're going to be like, well, hey, remember, he was in a taxi cab. He was wearing jet green. He went out of there just, 1 year after signing a $150 million deal or whatever. And he has a jet green hat on, by the way. Yeah. And he's in a New York taxi. He had a hoodie on from some other team the other day, I think, or something like that. Yeah, this has been interesting to watch. I mean, this is drama. This is controversy. Are the Houston Texans fucked forever? I mean, that is, who's going to want to go there, AJ? Who's going to want to go down there?
But I'd be curious to see like what diehard Texans fans
Gator
think about it. I would assume that Texans fans are like, we really want Deshaun here, but we completely understand why he wants out. It seems like there's too much going on. They probably want, hey, go do what's best for you. You can go to another team. We'll be okay with it.
It's just like how the Lions fans feel about Stafford.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Hey, Motor City Dan Campbell, what's that?
The internet Houston fans love Deshaun Watson. They hate Jack Easterby. They love Deshaun Watson. They had a march for him the other day.
For Deshaun?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love Deshaun too, by the way, for all the quarterbacks they had before Deshaun.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love it. But do they know that Jack Easterby and the Lord?
Close guys. Close friends.
Do they know that? Hey, how do you feel about that? He was a chaplain at one point. He was a chaplain. And he goes,
I know.
That's what?
I knew of him as a team chaplain / pastor, and then it's when I saw he was moving to the front office, I was like, man, that's a weird jump up in what you're doing. I don't know how that works, but going back to, you were mentioning something the other day about Jack Easterby and Cal McNair. Why did you said, oh, if he comes into my office, gets on his knees in front of me and starts praying? Like, have you ever been in a room when a male or a female walks into right in front of your room, right in front of you, gets on their knees and prays?
No, but I've never been in a room with a chaplain long enough. No? Yeah. I assume that's kind of how chaplains do it. If you want to prove that you should be the man of God for your organization, I think as soon as you get in there, you start proving, look at this shit. Look at this conversation I'm about to have right here. That's all I'm saying. Maybe that's what happened, but it does feel as if those two, have a really good relationship. That is on a spiritual level. That is the story that is being cooked up from a lot of places. But I mean, I guess in the chaplain business, that has to be one of the biggest jumps in a long time.
Right? Oh yeah,
taking the chaplain all the way to the top.
Meteoric rise.
I think so, right? Because the chaplain normally takes visits up there, I'd assume, and then kind of goes, out there. But just to take the entire role and just hop that thing right up to the top desk, I mean, that's pretty fucking good.
Powerful snake oil.
That probably is what happened. He went in, genuflected, started praying in front of Cal McNair, and Cal McNair was like, my God, that's Jesus Christ's right-hand man.
Cal McNair's like, we need to win games down here in this fucking organization? Jesus Christ's right-hand man.
Yeah.
Jesus moves the needle in Texas.
Well, not in Houston. That's literally how this whole conversation just started. Jack Easterby's not like that. No. Not in Houston.
With wealthy human beings.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. Anyways, I'm happy that was like, what, number 15 of the what run, by the way? That's where you pulled that one from?
Yeah, I think so.
I respect. So you were just pumped to see how my brain got to that in the middle of those what runs that the office has. You know, Stone Cold created it, but I'll tell you what, I do feel like this office has potentially gone full CPR on that thing. I mean, it hits every single time in the office.
Spread the word. And at least for Houston, they're getting the prince that was promised right back, Sam Darnold, to save their organization.
And 3 number ones probably.
How about that? They'll be fine.
Here you go.
Devontae Smith probably coming to
Do
town,
you
too.
even need Sam Darnold, though, if you have, what, the number 2 pick, right? Right, and what the Jets got?
Yeah.
Because they won their way out of number 1.
Yep.
They have the number 2 now.
Smart.
So do you want Sam Darnold, or do you just want the number 2 pick and more picks? That is an interesting thing. If you're Caserio, do you like whoever's going to be Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones? Ooh. How about Trey Lance?
Uh-oh. Look out.
What if Trey Lance shoots up the draft boards? What do you think, AJ? Would you, if you're making this deal, let's say this happens, which, by the way, this would be wild if this happened. I think, although all the media outlets are saying this is definitely going to happen, something is going to happen with him, this would be crazy. If you're the Texans and Chris Caserio, what are you thinking there?
I mean, that's an interesting scenario that Daniel Jeremiah came up with. I guess if you have multiple first-round picks and you can make it happen, and you don't think you can make Sam Darnold your guy, yeah, maybe it's worth a shot.
Do you think Houston? You think they draft young quarterback, then they would have to what? Cut J.J. Watt. They'd save $17 million there. You get rid of what, $36 million or whatever, Deshaun Watson, and you're just trying to rebuild that entire thing with a completely different look. Like, hey, we need to freshen this place up. We need to take the pictures down. We need to repaint this place. Is that what they're thinking, you think?
Well, so Houston and Philly are the 2 head coaching jobs still available, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I'd want to be a coach going in there when they're going to ship your franchise quarterback away and you're in a full-blown absolute rebuild. Like, there's no question about it. It looks like a rebuild. Like, that's a tough spot for a head coach to come into. I want like a 12-year contract if I go there.